What's up, everyone? In this episode of Motive Garage presented by Sparesbox, we have an update on Project No Secrets. So the last time you saw this car, we were painting the interior before it went off to the panel shop. Well, it's back from the panel shop now, but the reason why there isn't info on screen on who did it or there's any video footage of it getting done is because it's one of Danny from Concept Garage's mates that does it, and he flies a little bit under the radar. Now, he had a big job that he needed to get done because basically every panel on this car had some type of damage except for the front left guard, which was brand new. At some stage, the bonnet had hit the roof and they'd done a bit of a dodgy repair, so it had to be completely paint stripped, had to go back to bare metal and get panel beaded and repaired. The doors needed holes welded up, the rear guards had Bondo in one side, so it all went back to bare metal, and there was a lot of work done to get this car in the condition that it is now. The other thing we wanted to do was do 2 lots of high fill on the car. The reason for that is there's a fair bit of fiberglass work, so that meant it took a little bit longer to get all the panel beating done. And then from there, both Danny, our painter, and the panel beater said, let the car sit for as long as you can before it goes into the paint shop. And as you know, a good paint shop requires you to wait. And ours is booked in for the middle of January. So in the meantime, we started taking care of a lot of little things on the car. We pulled all the panels off the car, which is why the panel gaps right now aren't too great, as they're just hanging there. And we did a lot of repair work under the body kit, did a lot of rubbing, a lot of sanding back to try and make the car even tidier, and a fair bit of work underneath. Let's take a look. So the engine bay was also high-filled to tidy it up. We're not going for that fully smooth show car look because the car's gonna be pretty functional, we wanna race it. We haven't high-filled everything because we need to talk with the painter to work out how far down the gold will go and how far up the black will go from underneath. So once we finalise that, we can sort it out. So there's a fair bit to do in there, but that's all high-filled, ready for paint. So this car's been repainted twice and had a Lexan window in it and all sorts of stuff. So this rear section of the car at the bottom of the windscreen was pretty butchered, so we had to spend a lot of time repairing that. Even little things like I wanted to sand and smooth out inside the fuel filler cap. I even smoothed out a lot of the stuff that's actually behind the bumper, behind the side skirt. So if you look underneath, or if there's parts off the car, it will look a little bit better. Inside the car, as you know, has already been painted black, but we'll probably retouch some of that up a little bit later. But yeah, we did a lot of repair work that you can't see on the car. So let's cut to a montage. Starting from the back, we painted underneath the back of the car and got all that sorted. We had actually already painted and repaired the section above the fuel tank and above the subframe earlier in the build, so that was already done. We then obviously did a lot more work in this section forward. We repaired a few holes, repaired a few dings. We put some more underbody in sections and then obviously gave it a coat of black. We haven't finalised, I guess, the transition from the black underneath to the gold in the engine bay yet. We'll probably work that out once it comes back from the paint shop. And the reason we haven't fixed up all the front subframe yet is we're going to wait until the engine bay is painted and it's out of the paint shop first before we completely refurbish the entire front end. We haven't done the front inner guards yet because we're waiting to get it back from the paint shop and sort all out when we do the suspension. But down the back of the car, we have redone all the inner wheel arches, put new underbody, sound deadening, and black paint over the top in the back. So all inside the rear guards looks new, all underneath the back looks pretty fresh. Yeah, so we're getting there. It's starting to tidy up and not be such a pile of crap like it used to be. So Basically now the car is ready to go to the paint shop. We'll pull all the panels off again. We'll get the shell painted with the doors and the boot on it, so we can bring that back and start doing some final assembly. Who's going to be painting it? We'll let you know in the next episode. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more of the build of Project No Secrets.